Hello everyone, James Hu here again, and today I will be doing another new segment for you all. Now, here's the thing though, with everything that's going on, the mainstream media does not seem to be focusing on things outside of politics, so because you probably get plenty of information on politics, I'm gonna just stick to, hopefully, the least political stuff that I can think of right now. But that is still quite major. Okay, but I have three main things. First, if you did not know this, the United States and the Iraqi security forces have finally 100% guaranteed liberated Mosul. Yes, you heard that right. This is a key this was a key battle. Now that they've driven them out of Mosul, now they're kind of limiting them to Syria. They're getting smaller and they're getting easier to close in on. Doesn't mean that there won't be problems afterward, but that sends a message. That sends a message because now we're starting to gain a lot of ground against ISIS, and soon we can eliminate all their entire headquarters. Because the important thing about that is every terrorist organization, whether domestic, international, etc., 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 they always had some sort of headquarters, basically, in some sort of country. And as you can see, just because as the government or current forces that are ruling over the land, just because they're part of the country, just because they rule over the country that they are based in, does not mean they still don't hide in it. For example, Syria is not a safe haven for ISIS yet. That they declared their capital as a random village in the middle of Syria. So yeah, and soon, hopefully, without creating world chaos, because of intersecting forces and all that. Okay, I really hate to get into my own opinion here, okay? I really hate to get into my own opinion here, but in a case where you got the United States and Iraq being successful on one side, and Syria and Russia being successful on the other side, hopefully those two sides don't start going to war with each other, whether they're still fighting ISIS or whether they're done with ISIS. Let's just hope they don't go fighting with each other, because it doesn't matter if the United States comes on top in the end. It's probably going to be pretty destructive. As much as I would root for the United States of America in a situation like that, it's going to be pretty destructive. If it can be avoided, I would prefer to avoid it. In fact, if we could work with them so that we hopefully reduce as many soldier casualties on our sides, that would be great. Great. I hate to get into my own opinion there, but that's my honest opinion. Okay, so let's hope that the worst case scenario is that in other words, I'm hoping that the worst case scenario from this turns out to be that basically the two forces they finish off ISIS and then they go their separate way. And I hope that the best case scenario is that they work together to smash them. And smash ISIS, and then they go away, just like that. Okay. So, but anyway, the main focus, however, outside of my opinion right there, is that the Iraqi and American forces have finally liberated Mosul and most of Iraq that was under Islamic State control. Next, there's been a lot of things surrounding the North Korean incident, but I have to tell you, your worry can go down by a lot now. Why? Because back in May, late May, USA Today posted this. Yeah, you can pause and read that print if you want. Right there, the one in the center of the screen. And so what happened was, to summarize, the United States military tested a missile. Actually, the Air Force. Sorry, because sometimes different branches are responsible for different things. So, the United States Air Force tested this intercontinental ballistic missile interceptor, and it was successful. They tested it in Southern California and was successful. So now what? Well, guess what? Now, we don't just have the capability. During the Cold War, we tried to develop intercontinental ballistic missile interceptor systems. Okay, missiles that could take down nuclear missiles or long-range missiles of some sort. And However, although the United States was successful at developing interceptor missiles that could take down small and medium-range missiles, it had little to no success with long range. But as technology progressed, and the United States still got more successful, yet it was not enough to guarantee almost all the time one shot, one takedown like that. Actually, I shouldn't say that because most missile systems, they don't really have like I don't know. I'm just gonna throw a random number out there. They don't even have like a 7. Most missile systems in general don't have a 70% hit accuracy system, meaning they don't always hit their target 70% of the time. Yet, with current missile technology, okay, not with this new technology, but with current missile interceptor technology, you would have to fire multiple shots to take down one ballistic missile, just to ensure that we took it down. But if this missile is really as successful as I think it is, and as some people would say it is, well, guess what? We don't need to worry about North Korea too much, do we? Not unless they fire I don't know how many. They're just gonna have to fire a lot in order to even come close to striking a U.S. city. Besides that, if they can only fire 1 or 2, their missiles are finished. Okay, our interceptor missiles will just take down their intercontinental ballistic missiles. Simple as that. Simple as that. And finally, fine. Okay, this is gonna be a little mind-blowing. Honestly, it's kind of good news in one sense and bad news in another. It's a little political, but at the same time, I feel like that this is just one of those things that we can just smile and like think about for a moment, and basically where you can just take your own opinion, make your own opinion on it. So, the United States is actually considering developing a Space Corps. Yes, you heard me. They're just considering developing a Space Corps. Well, what is a Space Corps? Well, well, for those of you who ask, a Space Corps. So for those of you who do ask, I'm going to assume very few of you are even wondering what a Space Corps even is. Well, so imagine it like the Space Corps is like a Space Force, like Starfleet in Star Trek, except that because of our current technology, we don't have that technology right now. So we don't have that technology right now. So think of it as a less technologically advanced Starfleet. Like we can now attack our enemy. We can attack or defend ourselves from space. Attack our enemies or defend ourselves from space. Imagine that. However, there are always the common worries like big budget. Is bureaucracy going to interfere with it, etc. But how it works is it's going to work like the Marine Corps. And what's going to happen is they're going to operate under the Department of the Air Force, like the Marines do under the Navy. So, in other words, it's a separate branch, yet it won't be completely separate. So, yeah. And that's all for the news for today. Thanks for watching. I'm James Wu.